Just. How's it going? How's the energy in the room?
Come on, there's more energy.
So one of the things I really love about Product Me and what these amazing ladies have brought to life is that it brings amazing speakers, great stories, and some real good quality networking, which you'll all see at the end of this event, right? And which is also why I love to be part of what they do. Recently, I started leading the analytics chapter for them. We had a great speaker today, so it was very insightful. In my personal opinion, stories are the best way of like communicating and like keeping people engaged, right? So it was, at least for me personally, it was great hearing all of your stories. How many of you agree with me that storytelling is the best like communication medium and one of the most sought out skills in today's world, right? So with that, we will segue into our next speaker, who I personally know since many years. I started my career under his direct leadership. So I'd love to share a bit more about our next speaker as the agenda for the day unfolds. Super suspense. Get ready to meet someone who's not just riding the AI wave, but steering the whole ship. Our next speaker, Anis Merchant, is on a mission to supercharge business growth by blending the best of AI and human-centered innovation. As the Executive Vice President and Global Head of Innovation, IP and Analytics Consulting at C5I, he's leading the charge in creating cutting-edge frameworks and solutions powered by generative AI, while also guiding teams to success in analytics consulting. As I already mentioned, I personally had the pleasure of working under his direct leadership back in 2017. With a passion for blending human smarts with machine intelligence, he is determined to shape the future of AI with integrity and purpose. And it's not just talk. Anis has already been recognized as one of 2024's AI leaders to watch and snagged the AI Makers Award in 2022, just to list a few of his accolades. Anis also hosts a podcast named Masters Decoded, so feel free to check it out. Without further ado, let's give a huge round of applause and welcome Anis on stage.
All right. I'm used to this. How's the energy?
I hear a lot from that side, nothing from here. Wow.
All right. Okay. Have we shut down the doors? I think so. Nobody can run out? Okay. All right. Sudeep asked a question. How many of you have been here for a long time, right? Somebody had put their hands up. 8 years? More than 8 years? 15 years? 20 years? Anybody born here? Join the gang. Okay, I don't stay here anymore, but I'm born here way back in 1970s, not that old. My dad, when he came to Dubai back in 1960s, he used to tell stories how he landed here and what was Dubai all about. I don't know if any of your parents have been here, and I'm sure they will tell you stories what Dubai was. I migrated back in 1983, and 2004 is when I came in, and I was sharing the story with Rashmi and Prerna. When I started coming in 2004 back to Dubai, and till date I keep coming back every 2 months, 3 months, Dubai has changed. And it's a pleasure to see this community. Kudos to you all to get this community up. I see this in many parts of the world, these communities and these meetups, and specifically dedicated to products is amazing. They have put me on a pedestal here saying that we'll do a workshop, we'll do a lifestyle, whatever you may want to call it. But I want to talk to you about something which is very near and dear to me. Nidhal spoke a lot about AI in my intro, right? Yes? I'm not here to talk about AI. Thank God. But I'm here to speak or share things which we all are, humans. Yeah? So before we go ahead, and I would request people who are standing can sit down. And I have a humble request for the next 5 minutes to 7 minutes, if you can put your phones on an airplane mode. the world is not going to come to an end. I can tell you this much. I remove my watch also out. You can see I don't have any notifications on. Right? For just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Right? And our second humble request. I know many people are sitting with crossed legs. Put your feet on the ground, please. That will help. I don't mind sitting down if you want to sit down. Sitting down will help you more. If you don't mind that, just cross legs or whatever you may wish. So, Nidal, if you can sit down too. How many of you meditate? Everyone prays to whoever we wish to pray to, right? That's a form of meditation too, by the way. But we'll do a small exercise today. I know it's end of day. I know it's 8:30 right now. How many of you actually spend more than an hour to come here? A hand for all of you, because it's passion, and I love that. By the way, I've flown to India just for this, and I'll tell you a story, what has happened. And I just made this trip for this. Otherwise, I was not going to be in Dubai at all. I just made a trip here. Nidal requested, and I said, okay. And I'll share the story why I'm saying I just made this trip. I was not going to be here after some time. But as I said, I just need 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Just undue attention. If everybody has kept their phone in silent mode, yeah, or airplane mode, because while we were having the other conversations, I was scanning. A lot of people were chatting. I know the world was coming down, or there was something important going on. It happens. It happens to all of us, by the way. Even I did that. Even I walked out of the room because I got an urgent call. But this 5 minutes, I just need your undue attention. Yeah? Can you all close your eyes? I know this may sound silly, but just close your eyes. And what I say next from here, just follow the process. Without any prejudice, without any preconceived notions, thinking what's going to come next. You can put both of your hands, the palms actually on your thighs, so that you can just relax. We all know how to breathe. Just take a deep breath. Hold. Exhale out. One more. Exhale out. One more. Exhale out. Now I just want you to bring your attention to your breathing. You can just put your attention to your nose. Just feel how the breath feels. Is it cold? Is it warm? Do you have a tingling session or a warmth? I know, and I've had difficulties too, when you're breathing and when I'm asking you to pay attention, suddenly your head starts scratching, something starts scratching. Try to avoid it. Just focus on your breathing. Do you feel the breath going down your throat? You can see it filling the lungs. The lungs are contracting, expanding as you breathe in and breathe out. With each inhale, feel a sense of calm entering your body. With each exhale, let go of any tension or stress you may be carrying. Just be with your breath for a few more minutes and experience the calmness. Life has these disturbances. We are on our path and we experience these often. It deters us, it moves us, it shifts us in many different ways. It's a test. Can you come back to your breathe? Can you experience that calmness again? Can you feel the breathing again? Now let's bring your attention to your body, starting with your feet. Feel your feet connected to the ground. Notice any sensations in your feet. Perhaps the pressure of the floor or the texture of your shoes. Slowly move your attention to your calves of your leg. How do you feel them? Is there a tension, relaxation, warmth, coolness? Now move your attention towards your hips, to your torso, to your abdomen. Do you see or feel any tightness as you move with your breath around your body? With every breath, release that tension, release that stress. Now bring your attention to your arms, your hands, your fingers. Notice the sensations in these areas. Is it warm? Is it cold? Are you getting that tingling feeling? Finally, focus your entire attention on your neck, on your head, and release any tightness in your jaw or forehead. Feel the whole body resting in this moment, fully present. Now place your one hand, the right hand, on your heart. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it out gently. Many of you will be able to feel your heart beating. If you don't, that's okay. Don't stress. And if you do, just experience it. See that pulse. See that beating. Can you visualize it? Can you hear it? And as you sit here, I invite you to think about one thing you appreciate about yourself as a human being. Maybe it's your kindness, your resilience, your ability to listen, or your creativity. Whatever it is, hold that thought in your mind for a moment, acknowledging it with warmth and compassion. take a moment to appreciate this connection to yourself, your unique human experience. You are enough, just as you are, right here, right now. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Slowly open your eyes. Rub your arms, and if you feel, just put it on your eyes. Feel nice? Sleepy? Or awake? That's okay. It happens. It happens. By the way, do you know that when you sleep, there are 4 types of sleeps? You know that? There's REM and non-REM sleep, right? If you meditate well, you can achieve the REM and non-REM level consciousness also while you're awake. So, all right, that's not the session, by the way. Feel nice? Yeah? All right, so I was talking about I was not going to be here. We were not going to have this session. Probably they would have arranged for something else. I was sleeping on Saturday evening because I had an early morning flight to Dubai. And me and Nidhal have been speaking about me being here for this session, not this one, but being part of the analytics community event. And we've been dilly-dallying it for the last 9 months. Maybe my travel schedules didn't work. The schedule of when the meetups were there, I was not there. Things were going on. But I was scheduled to travel. We finally agreed that I'll be here. So Saturday I was sleeping because Sunday morning I had an early morning flight. At 12 o'clock, I hear a big bang at my room door. My brother comes in and he says, "Wake up, there is fire." I was like, okay. And he says, "Fire in the meter room." You know what is a meter room? The electricity where the meters are, right? I get up, just run without any mobile, just go down. And it almost felt like I was dreaming. Okay, I go run down with some flip-flops. I just run down with my pajamas, with my t-shirt, and I just run down. And I go in front of the meter room, and then I wake up. And when I wake up, it is real. Me and along with one more person in the apartment, we tried to take the fire extinguisher, being the macho, tried to burn the fire down or put the fire down. No luck. That fire was such rampant, it took out the entire meter room. And gas pipes are nearby, you know that, right? So it did. Luckily, the fire brigade was on time. We were able to put off the fire. We did inhale a lot of smoke because we were trying to put it off. So if you see or hear me coughing, pardon me, because we have inhaled a lot of smoke. But, you know, things happen. Shit happens. Yeah? Accidents happen. Failures happen. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I would use the word, I have experienced failures and accidents right when I was born. Can anybody see any problem with me? I have a limp, right? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. These shoes mask it, but I was born with my legs in. Yeah? It's called club feet. Many children have it. In India, there is misconception or there is superstition why children born with club feet, what happens? There's a superstition. It's not true. That's superstition, by the way. But I was born, and I was born in Abu Dhabi with club feet. And at that time, doctors were not that great, by the way. And I have experienced it myself. But as I was 1 month old, I went into an operation theater. Cut story short, the operations, I've been to like 4 of them. I haven't got the last operation was not that pleasant. Small story, doctors had opened up the plaster because I was in plasters, because they were going to fix my feet in the last one. In the middle of the operation, when my legs are open, the plaster is open, I wake up, I'm 3-year-old, and I still have that memory. I still have that memory in my mind right now. When I'm saying it, I can still experience it. I get up, see my leg, fall back. Now what happens is doctors here start injecting more morphine. When I was being put into a unconscious state, I was not sleeping. And I'm a child, right? So children are active. They can really burn things down pretty quickly. So they put more morphine in it because they wanted to get the operation done. Unfortunately, that led to coma. Yeah? And because of that, the doctor said, no more operations. He's going to walk with this feet. So now I walk like this with my heel doesn't touch my ground, right? So that's why this shoes mask it, because it has heels. Anyways, it's not a sob story. Cutting story short, I start working. I lose my first job. First job. Okay, I started my career in 1997. I don't know how many of you have started your career in 1997 or before that. But I started my career in 1997. The first job, which was at McDonald's, the first McDonald's in India. I was flipping burgers, cleaning toilets, cleaning floors. And at that time, if you were to ask me the role which he explained, would I be doing that? Somebody asked a question about careers, right? Do you feel how your careers are evolving? If you had asked me at McDonald's, would I be thinking of being an EVP in an AI and analytics firm? The answer was no. But now when I look back, everything ties in, right? And these different accidents have led me here. And I know as individuals, as human beings, we spoke about failures. We spoke about the darkest hours. The question which was there to Arun, what were your darkest hours? And he said, I'll only speak about professional, not personal, right? We all have our personal darkest hours. Yes? Which? Being a human being is to first appreciate being vulnerable. And I'll be happy to talk about all my failures. And I'll tell you why. Because I've learned a lot from them. And what happens when you're, and this happens at work, by the way. You know, you spoke about businesses, right? How do you convince business? How do you convince customers? If they say a no, it cuts your heart like right from top to down. Yes or no? It's professional, but no, it felt like personal. And these small failures add up. But yes, I'm not saying stay away from emotions. I'm a big emotional fool, by the way. People may say that. I cry. As a man, I cry. I cry often, which is a big misnomer. But no, I cry. The reason why I talk about all of this is that you can't suppress emotions. You need to let the emotions fly in. You need the emotions to go in. Today I was in meetings, I was the entire day, and my team is saying, Anis, we don't see you the way you are. I said, yes, I am not. Because what I've experienced, my entire family being displaced because we don't have electricity now there. We can't stay there literally. We have to move I had to literally move my family to another location and then settle them down. And then I have to fly, and I'm out for a month. That place is not yet ready. And I have to fly out for a month for business meetings. Emotions are flying in seriously right now. But should you suppress the emotions? The answer is no. At work also, no. It's about being human. It's about being expressive. But do you take these failures, these accidents, as failures or accidents, or as learning, or as pivoting opportunities? You all spoke about product meet taking a pivot. Often product heads talk about pivoting. Just as an FYI, we can talk a little bit more on the professional side later on. I have launched products. I have launched multi-million products, B2B products. Also, right now, as I stand, we are just launching one more, and we are just ramping it up significantly. But the reason why I'm talking about failures today is the power of failures and power of accidents, which we all need to embrace wholeheartedly. Like, if I ask you to raise your hand, has anybody had a failure in their life, professional failure? Anyone? Who hasn't? No, right? And you look back, Right now, they may look like failures, but to me, they were opportunities which helped us realize many things. It taught us many small things which today we often realize we would not do. In a span of 4 years, from 2020, I started at 97, 2020 to 2000, sorry, to 2004, I lost 4 jobs 1 year after the other. But after that, I ensure that I never lose a job. All these small things really helped me to understand. Today, when I look back, I laugh at those failures. I enjoy them. And I'm here to share those stories open heartedly. But at that time, in that situation, if I was sitting there, I was like, what is this guy saying? He doesn't understand what I'm going through. Yes? Or what I've been through. But I'm telling you, I've been through what you've been through, personally and professionally. And many a times, as the world evolves, I've been now working for 27 years, things interlink. I am hearing a lot of product managers today talking about, or product heads, or even programmers. We don't know if our job will be relevant with AI. I'm not here to talk about AI. But things are evolving at a much more rapid pace. Right? If you put Porter's 5 forces, there are 7 or 8 forces now coming to you. But rather than getting too emotionally attached and thinking and sulking about it, how do you take a step back and learn from it and experience it? That's the best opportunity. And my only message to all of you is, hopefully, and I pray to the Almighty, no more failures to any one of us. If there are failures, they are not catastrophic. Right? But if you experience it, God forbid, if you experience it, remember this, what we had a conversation today, and you remember that 5-minute exercise which we did. Hopefully that will help you. Yeah. And on that note, thank you. Thank you for letting me be who I am, a human, and hopefully we can connect and discuss more.
I think all of them have enough things to introspect on.
Sure. Sir, no hair. Anis is fine, please. I know my sir doesn't have hair. A good question. See, people who've been in the industry long enough, we heard big data. We heard analytics. We now have AI, we have Gen AI. If you look at the Gartner hype cycle, there's quantum computing, blockchain, all of them are still yet to be discussed or heard or leveraged or experienced in a day-to-day life. I often say don't look at these as hammers, which you start banging on people's wall. AI, 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 right? And today I can tell you very much, being in the AI world, AI is not enough. You need human-centric design. Great points which Arun spoke about, like when he goes and experiences the restaurant, he sees the problem statements and he goes out and has the conversation. If you hear what he spoke about, the rickshaws or the autos, how they and what their problems were. Now, would AI necessarily be needed in that situation, or technology be needed, or is just being empathetic? Even with business going out and saying, we will use AI, we will use generative AI in our product. Can you go ahead and start understanding their business problems first? We don't. We try to slapstick on them, feature sets, user journey flows, all of that. If you can start talking their language, start understanding their domain, and start understanding what their KPIs or what keeps them awake, it will change the conversation. And I've seen, Nidhal can tell you, the clients we work with are like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook. We are doing analytics and AI for them. The only way we've been successful for the last 20, 25 years as a company which I work for is being human. Right? And that's why we did this human exercise a little bit. We are inundated with technology, right? Phones, Tetris on our phones, right? So the reason is we often forget who we are. We can't stay away from technology for a minute. That's the only recommendation I would say. It's not human-centered AI, it's how you be human, because at the end of the day, your products, your company, whether it's B2B, B2C, B2B2C, B2B2C, or whatever the premise is, you're still dealing with humans. That's the only feedback I will give. You know, it's a very interesting question. I've been fortunate to have good and bad leaders, and I'm sure each one of us have had our own experience. Yes, more of bad than less of good, right? I think the only way to go ahead and just understand is empathize. The reason why we feel leaders are bad, because either they are not understanding you, yes, or they are not understanding your perspective. Yes or no? I lead a team of 1500 plus today. It's difficult for me to understand each and every person on my team. When they come to me, the only thing I can give them is my ears and less of this. So you can be, that point which you spoke about, empathy and good listening skills is a great fundamental thing of being a good leader. If you have a bad leader, the only thing I would say is, why is he or she being triggered? What is the background of that person behaving the way they are behaving? They may be going through some personal stuff which they are bringing to work. Many of us are not good at that. To leave our home and work. Yes? The rate of divorce is increasing worldwide. The reason is we are mixing the two worlds, right? We spoke about family, work-life balance and all of that, right? And COVID has exponentially expanded that work-life balance and blurred the lines. So can you go ahead and do a little bit of dissection and have a heart-to-heart conversation? Why are you like that the way you are? Or, I'm sorry, I'm not able to work with you or relate with you. Can you have that heart-to-heart conversation? Until unless that person is a terrorist who's there to kill you and has a gun, then not have that conversation. But if that person is a human being, please have that conversation. Yeah, go ahead. I often tell people and leaders of these large companies, before you go ahead and start telling anybody, let's use AI, please use AI in your own life. Yeah, as basic as ChatGPT, as basic as Perplexity or cloud. So when you talk about data, I'm sure each one of us are carrying smartwatches, yes, or smart rings. How many of you are analyzing your own data? Don't even think about any industry data. Yes, please, I would say if you want to get good at data, Start analyzing your own data. You have enough of it. You have more than enough of it. It will surprise you. What the hell are you doing with your health? You know, my father used to always say, after a certain age, you don't get spare parts of your body. And it's true at my age. You know? What are you doing with your health? You will get to know more. So as a leader, if somebody tells me they don't know how to work on it, I say, like, just use Excel and use that data and start understanding what you can do with it. Start analyzing basic trends, small tweaks, and see what it changes. Same thing applies in your business. Everybody has a smartphone now or a smartwatch, right? Phones also track your steps. These basic things, right? It's not too big. Learn SQL, learn all of them. Basic stuff, basic, human. Anything else? Please. Okay, let's talk about AI in a separate this thing, right? I don't want to go ahead and board. There are people already said no, freaking not. Do not have a conversation about it. Yes, I'm in your camp.
So when we started having the conversation between me, Nidal, Rashmi, and Anis, one thing we said is, yes, we can have topics around product management, we can have topics around AI, but then there's enough of it online, and we can always do another session related to AI. But accidental, not failures, accidental wins or accidental learning is something which we all need to embrace. One of the biggest examples is I've never been a fit in the box kind of person. I've accidentally fallen into roles. Product Me is also one of the biggest accidents, which led to all of you being a part of my journey. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anis, for the meditation session and the talk. I hope you guys have something to take away. For me, it is embrace your accidents. Arun, thank you so much for coming in. And can we give a big round of applause?
Now I would like to thank both of you and you, right? As I understand the three co-founders, I think, as I said, this place feels home. Dubai and Abu Dhabi feels home to me. Like my mom always jokes, like as soon as I land, it feels home. So India is not home for me. I don't know why. Probably it's my birthplace, right? And it is true for all of us, right? When we are at home, we feel like home. But seeing my home develop and have this thriving community, it gives an immense pleasure, and I'll always ensure that whenever I'm there next, happy to connect and discuss. Thank you.